of fresh powder. We've got some flurries in the northeast. It's on its way here too.
Yeah, so we have some snow coming away for the evening commute. This morning you're doing fine. We're showing you what's happening this morning around Baltimore and Philly and New York City. All spots looking good for now, at least, you know, weather-wise. Traffic, I can't confirm that. But we take a look New York City. We're going to see a little snow coming in later today. Baltimore, we could see some accumulating snow, and certainly in Philadelphia, that's a chance as well. 11 million people under a winter weather advisory along the I-95 corridor, and it's for this afternoon. So let me time it out for you and show you where and then when we're expecting to get the white stuff. We do have a winter weather advisory that is in effect here. Again, it goes into effect about 1 o'clock this afternoon. So the morning you're fine, but the snow sets in after lunchtime. And so for, you know, the millions of people who will be out here trying to get some holiday shopping done, going to holiday parties, traveling for the weekend, all are going to be affected by the snowfall. In New York City, every Friday in the holiday season, you've got this gridlock alert traffic warning that goes out there. So the traffic's already bad, and then you add in the snow. So we've got that today, and that's going to continue to be a concern into the early evening. Boston, we can get a little snow out of this as well. It's going to be a 1 to 2 inch kind of snow moving through pretty quickly. It's going to be very light, very fluffy, kind of like what you had the other day. Air is still cold. Dew points are still relatively low, so it's dry. It's going to be dry snow, maybe the kind you can kind of sweep off instead of have to shovel, but it's about a 1 to 3 incher kind of deal for Baltimore to Philly, up towards the New York City area, eastern end of Long Island, and maybe southeastern New England, south of Boston, out towards the Cape and the islands, getting a better chance of that accumulating snowfall. That's actually from a low that's coming up from the south.
From a week ago, we had a foot.
I do too. My deck actually is still covered.
A little icy, yeah.
Yeah, those elevated surfaces really do make a difference.
In the shade especially.
So it's been cold overnight, but we are going to see warm up coming. And as we take a look at the pattern getting into next week is really when we'll see the warm up. Still a chilly day today. Temperatures are starting off near freezing in Nashville. We're actually below freezing in Little Rock, the Atlanta area, actually in the 30s to start. A little colder up in the burbs. And today's temperatures are going to top out below average, but the pattern is changing. The ridge starts, let's say it's building across the east, but you know the jet stream is nudging back north. So we are going to see warmer temperatures getting into the end of the weekend and early next week. Tomorrow we're back up into the mid 50s all across the area, 60 in Jackson, Mississippi. So now we're more closer to average, and we're really going to feel the above average warmth well into the plains, into the upper Midwest, northern plains, North Dakota, South Dakota. Those are going to be some of the biggest departures from average. In the southeast, though, we'll be up there. So the average high this time of year in Atlanta is 54. And this is an example of a lot of the south and east. You will be above that right into next week. Look at Monday, 60s. Tuesday, you could have thunderstorms and temperatures in the 60s. So the pattern certainly is going to be changing. It does get, of course, more wet as we talked about. The rain is coming back in, but we are going to see temperatures running above average as well. Not feeling like, you know, a couple of days before Christmas.
What a change in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. Very cold this morning across portions of the Midwest, the Northeast, especially your coldest air of the season. Burlington, Vermont, we are at 2 below zero right now. Previously, 3 above was the coldest we've been, and there are spots even farther sub-zero right now, like in Vermont. You guys are minus 14 at one of the coldest spots. So, yes, it is chilly this morning. We've got 67% of the country below freezing, which is not actually that unusual considering it is winter, right? But we are going to go next week. By Tuesday morning, less than 50% of the U.S. will see temperatures below freezing in the morning, even up into the Ohio Valley and parts of the Northeast. So here's how things are going to change. Right now, we've got this pattern where we've got the trough in the east. The cold air is kind of locked in for a couple more days up here, but then our jet stream goes north. The warm air comes north. Temperatures are going to go above average across a good chunk of the eastern half of the country. It is Friday. Let's throw the maps on the floor. Let's call these the Minecraft maps. They look like Minecraft. So we're building the weather for you here across the country, and we are going to show you where winter is fully locked in, at least for a couple more days, where we've got temperatures cold. The snow is out there in the forecast. In fact, it could be an accumulating snow at rush hour. So we've got to look at that forecast for you. We're also going to be watching for rain to come back into the south, and it could be a pretty good dosing, or dousing, I should say, of rainfall here coming through the southeast, maybe helping with the drought, because that is a big concern into the south. Kelly, that's something we got to think about as we get into, you know, New Year's Eve and fireworks, and you know,
good point.
We don't want to have a drought in place in the
exactly. Meanwhile, it's 5:30. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass.
And I'm Jen Carfagno. Reynolds Wolf is here with us as well. How about some tunes to start your Friday? Listen to this. The last thing holiday travelers want is a major delay, and there are some airports in the country where you can almost bet on that happening many times due to the weather. Meteorologist Stephanie Abrams shows us some of the worst airports for weather delay. Call it mood snow, because it's not really, we're not going to get a ton of accumulating snow out of this next clipper coming in, but it is certainly going to set the mood for the holiday season and will, of course, cause cause some travel concerns. Right now, we got a little bit of snow up here coming in across northern parts of lower Michigan. It's all very light. It's not like the big snow that you had yesterday that, got the kids out of school. Much different story. We're going to see some lake effects setting in, and that's where I think we'll get some of the bigger accumulations. The system snow, an inch or two. But then once you get some help from the lakes, then we'll add up to about 5 to 8 inches, perhaps up here from northeastern Ohio into that northwest corner of Pennsylvania, off the Lake Ontario area in the Tug Hill Plateau. You guys are going to get some decent snow out of the lake effect as well. The story in the Northeast is just how cold it is. 14 below zero right now in Morrisville, Vermont. This is the coldest air of the season. I saw temperatures down into the single digits out here in parts of Long Island. We're at 13 in Islip, 9 in Scranton. It's cold this morning. It's not going to warm up that much this afternoon. Temperatures only topping out in the 20s. Look at New York City, 28 degrees. Look at D.C. We are barely above freezing at 33. So when our low comes in, and it actually tracks up from the south, when the low comes in this afternoon and we get some snow here, it is going to accumulate. Now, it's going to be light. It's going to be a quick hitter. Lunchtime, there's barely anything. By 5 o'clock, we've got a decent little snow burst coming on down here. So roads could quickly be covered. Roads could quickly get slick as well if they're not treated. Temperatures are going to be in the 20s, so it's going to freeze right away. Watch your steps, watch your sidewalks, watch your driveways when it comes to walking. And then it wraps up pretty quickly, still into southern New England by this evening, and then it's out of here. By tomorrow morning, we'll be dry across the north and east. But again, just cold. The cold doesn't really go away here. Now, when it comes to snowfall, we are going to be looking for this to come in with just about an inch to maybe 3 max with this one. And then Kelly will look ahead to perhaps next week for another chance of snow. The question is, will we get a white Christmas?